Hey there, we're back for another video.
Yes.
Today we have Fritz with us for a moment. We can't get him to stop barking so that we can record right now.
He just wants to be held.
He wants love. Anyways, and we're making a fresh Italian marinara sauce, which was my great-grandmother's recipe that she passed down to my mom. And we're using fresh tomatoes from my garden and also a can to supplement the fresh tomatoes.
Yeah, because there weren't enough.
There wasn't quite enough. I have more, they're just in the freezer, but next time. And then we're going to we're going to cook up some gnocchi with it and have some pasta for lunch.
Yes. And I just want to mention that my grandmother used olive oil in her marinara sauce, and we're not using olive oil because we're trying to be as low fat as possible.
Yeah, and no oil. So whole foods, plant-based, no oil, and I think we could actually call this recipe just that.
Yeah.
Minus the gnocchi, because that wouldn't be quite whole foods, but definitely vegan. Okay, we'll be back in a bit. We're going to blend it with the immersion blender, but basically we started out with the garlic and the parsley.
And then we put that in a hot pan, and I added some oregano and some basil. They were both dried, and if you put the dried herbs in a hot pan, it releases the flavors and the oils, so the flavors come out better.
In the herbs.
Yeah, from the herbs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we added the fresh tomatoes and the canned tomatoes and cooked it down for, how long do you think?
Maybe 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also mashed the tomatoes a little bit.
And if you're using fresh tomatoes, what I did do is I cooked the tomatoes just really quickly to get the skins off, maybe like 3 minutes in some boiling water, just to get the skin off. And I guess the seeds also can add some bitterness to the sauce. So Mom says that we in the old days used to strain all of the seeds out. That sounds like a lot of work, but if you want to do that, you can. Instead, we're going to add some sugar.
Some sugar. And my grandmother did add some sugar because she was using, at that time, long time ago, you couldn't find the Italian tomatoes, which are sweeter, you know, the nice plum tomatoes. And so she would just add some, like a tablespoon, probably around a tablespoon of sugar to her sauce.
Mm-hmm. I think you need to taste it as you go. It's really important. We did add a teaspoon of salt to it while it was cooking. But you need to taste as you go because depending on what tomatoes you're using, some are sweeter, some are not so sweet. Right. We did taste this and we feel like it needs a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, the seeds make it a little bitter.
Okay, some sugar here. How much do you think, Mom?
I would put in around a tablespoon.
Really? Okay, so that's 1 teaspoon.
So here's a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and 3 teaspoons make a tablespoon.
Perfect. All right, so we'll just stir that around and we're going to blend it with the immersion blender. So the nice thing about using your immersion blender for this is that you can get it as smooth or chunky as you want it to be. This is all, you know, your preference, whatever you like your sauce to be like. If you like it really smooth, go ahead and put it in your blender and really get it nice and smooth. But I do like some chunks in there personally.
Okay.
What about you, Mom?
I like some chunks it depends on what I'm using the sauce for. You know, if I want a nice smooth sauce, now my grandmother would have put the tomatoes in the blender before she cooked it.
Oh, okay.
So, you know.
This is actually really quiet. I always forget how quiet it is. Let's give that a taste.
I'm going to taste that at that point. Oh yeah, that helped a lot because I tasted this before we added the sugar, and I felt that it was a little bitter. Yeah.
Did that help?
Mm-hmm. I might even put a little more salt in there.
So good.
But it is good. Mm-hmm. It is good even without the olive oil. Who would have known?
It's possible to make Italian food without olive oil.
The Italians might argue with us, but not the whole food, plant-based, no salt, no sugar, no oil Italians. They probably would put dates in. No.
Now we're getting crazy. I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. There's so many things I've seen people put in their sauce. And I just think, keep it simple. You can add things to it if you want. I know a lot of people like to put all kinds of things in there.
Yeah.
But the simpler, the better to me.
Sometimes a little sprig of rosemary while it's simmering. You could do. I've done that. It's very delicious. A bay leaf would be nice too.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
So many things.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we're gonna cook up some pasta, some gnocchi pasta.
Yeah.
And
serve it up.
See how it is on the pasta. Right. It's time to taste. I'm getting a little chunk of tomato in here with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. It tastes so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
If you like spicy food, you can put some red pepper flakes in there while you're cooking it. Oh,
or
I love my
top,
food spicy.
or a little pepper on top
or even
too.
Just on top, yeah. And I like to serve my pasta with a little yeast, nutritional yeast on top, and pepper. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we hope that you enjoy our marinara sauce. We hope you make it to your liking. And I think that's it for today, huh?
I do, yeah.
Have a great week.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.